Hey guys, I'm Roberta from Oregon Trail Silver. Just wanted to get on here and show you as I'm casting a bunch of ingots today for rolling out. I wanted to go ahead and go through some quick pointers with everybody. So first thing that we have here, this is a PePe. It's a two-part mold. It's hot, so I'm not touching it with my hands. I've been casting all day, so I thought I might as well help you guys out. Anyhow, so two-part mold. You can do wire, round wire on one side, or you can do flat bar. We're doing flat bar today. And then I've got my whip and crucible, and I got this one's a PePe ingot maker. I got that one from Melissa Muir, and I think she said that they discontinued this one, but they have another one coming out. And then this cool little thing right here with the fire brick on the inside of it that holds a crucible. I got this from Craig Dabler. This one's from DIY Castings, DIYcastings.com. This thing is amazing. Instead of actually having to hold your crucible and do all that, you can actually leave it down and it'll actually concentrate the heat right into your crucible. Way cool. Probably one of my best investments ever. Anyhow, so what we're going to start with is this little guy right here that I just cast. It's about 1 ounce of silver. Okay, I'm going to show you what you want to get out of it. You see how it doesn't really have so much for ripples? It's got a little bit, but that's all purely dependent on the heat of your mold and the pour. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is put that in my crucible. You can put a little bit of borax in there. Here's what I like to do. A little bit of handy flux. It works just as well. Never had a problem with it anyway. Okay, and because my mold is hot, I'm going to put on some gloves. These are kind of like the oven mitts. Craig sent me these with a kit that I bought from him. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is oil up your mold, okay? And with this guy, I've got some 3-in-1 oil. This is also gun oil. It's what we called CLP, Clean, Lubricate, and Protect. We used it on our weapons when I was in the Army, or something similar to it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that your mold is clean, okay? So all along the inside, on the bottom, the top. This will actually clean your mold. Here, I'm going to do this part right here without gloves. Because it's hot, I just don't want to touch it with my bare hands. Just make sure that it's clean inside of all the creases, and as you do it, it's going to oil it. Always make sure you get your sprue right here. Okay? Does not need to be very thick. Okay, see that? Real nice light sheen. When you set your mold down, make sure it's far enough away from here to where you can actually get in between here with your flask. I'll show you why. So, for this guy, same thing. Don't get your hair in there. This guy right here, same thing. Get a light dusting of oil in on there. Get right inside the crease. But you also want to get on the very bottom, okay? Because that's going to clean any debris that you have on the bottom. Alright? We'll pop on my other glove. Here we go. So, with this guy right here, my hair is everywhere. I have found, see how it kind of lines up like that? So I found that about a 1/2 inch is perfect because I can get about 1 inch wide roll out of it. Sometimes 1 1/2 inches. So 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch works for me. It's also easier to pour. Now with this mold already being hot, I'm still going to preheat it to show you how to do it. But most of the time, I just finish off the heating process as I go. Now I'll keep my clamp about halfway down. Make sure everything is as flush as you can get it. Peek inside, make sure there's no light coming through. Just a little finger tight. And again, I keep this guy right here on the edge. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and turn on our torch. I've got the biggest tip I've gotten. This is an ambient air torch. But this is the biggest tip that I have because it'll heat everything up really quick. A lot of heat, love it. So this is not oxyacetylene, this is straight acetylene and air. Okay? You can do it with oxyacetylene, you can do it with MAPP gas. Butane, I mean, it depends on the size of your butane torch. I'll tell you right now, this little fella ain't gonna cut it. Okay? You need some serious heat. So we're gonna go ahead and crank this on. I'm gonna start by heating up my heating up my mold. Okay, and you notice this gap right here in between. I got that because as I get a decent button going on, I can come over here and continue to heat up my silver and heat up the mold at the same time, and I'll show you how to do that. Please please, please be safe when you do this, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not gonna lie, I usually use 2 torches. I'll use a MAP gas over here, my acetylene air over here, and then, you know, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do this the right way. Alright, so we'll crank up the torch. Hey, I'm not using a lighter this time. Be proud of me. I found my little cracker over there. Alright, so I'm gonna crank this up to high heat. Is keep your torch moving, alright? Eventually, you're also going to have to move the crucible to get the silver to actually flow, because the molten silver is going to want to follow the gravity, and it'll pull away from the stuff that's not molten yet. Just a neat little trick. Use gravity. Use your natural physics to help you out with this stuff, okay? But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and get a surface melt on it. I know it's really hard for you guys to see, so I'll just have to describe it as best as I can. Okay, and now that it's stuck to the inside of it and I can see the top of it starting to get hot, I'm going to tilt my mold a little bit. So the molten stuff is here pretty soon. This could take 3 to 5 minutes with my torch. I know that with like a hot torch it'll probably take about 2. You want to really keep your torch moving. Let's try to pull it away. Keep your torch moving. Make sure that you don't have anything within 2 or 3 feet that's flammable or that can catch on fire. Because if you do, you're asking for trouble. Anything that's flammable, get it out of the way right away. That CLP that I use, now I'm going to tilt it the other way a little bit. That CLP that I use to oil the mold with, it's not actually flammable, or not very flammable. It takes a lot to get it to actually flame up. If you're new to this, wear your apron, leather gloves, safety glasses, about everything. Okay, so now that I can see that I'm starting to get a little bit of a button, it's not completely melted yet. And if you notice, when I leave it in here, it's going to actually keep my crucible really hot, which I like. So, again, really want to heat your mold up first. And I didn't do that because this one's already wicked hot. But you notice how I'm running it along the inside or the very bottom? Well, heat rises. That's kind of what we want. And then I'll go to the other side. Now my silver's buttoned up really nice. And the flames themselves are going to continue to heat the mold up to where it needs to be. All along the inside and the bottom. Do it on both sides. Make sure it gets heated evenly. Notice I tilt my torch, and I'm also tilting my crucible. But don't let your silver come out. Alright, I think that's good. Now I'm going to heat up my spout, my screw hole, and my silver all at the same time to get it lined up where I want it. So when I feel it's ready, I'll just give it a little pour. You want to pour it quick, but not too quick. Just like that. Never set this down on anything flammable. Okay, so next, get your gloves on, or let it cool down if you do it that way. So accidents can happen in the shop. Just make sure you're aware of your surroundings, unlike I was here that second. I kind of like it when things don't really go right because I can show you what not to do. Don't drop your glove on your hose. Check it out. Get a nice little button there, or a nice little, come on out, dearie. There you go. That's what you want. Now my recommendation is do not quench this right away, okay? But you see how there's really no ripples in it? The stuff on the ends of it, see how it's got a little bit of overflow? That's always going to happen, and that's not such a bad thing because that means that there's a place for the air to suck out at the bottom. So you just let it cool off on its own, because if you go to roll it and you've quenched it, chances are it's going to crack a little bit more than it normally would. Okay, so when it's properly cooled down on its own, clip those off, and then you can hammer it and put it through your rolling mill. Okay, but that's how I do it in a nutshell. So we'll let that one cool off. I'm going to go ahead and cast a few more and then put these through the rolling mill and make some pretty cool stuff. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this video is informative. Please be safe. Don't set your house on fire. Don't touch your metal or anything around here when it's pissed off at you. You might regret it, and I'd hate for somebody to have to go to the hospital because they didn't heed that advice. But I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving weekend. Thank you!